There's been a lot of discussion and outrage over the last couple of days because Trump tweeted a quote from his lackey, Robert Jeffress, saying that impeachment will lead to civil war. That's what Jeffress said, and Trump retweeted it, quoted it, actually didn't retweet, quoted it and tweeted it. And so now everyone's giving their thoughts on whether we are headed to a civil war. I've talked about this before, but let me give my 2 cents on that. I think there are 2 concepts here. One is that sometimes get conflated. One is civil war, and the other is civil unrest. Now, I think that the latter option of civil unrest, we're already seeing that. We're already seeing the beginnings of that. And we have been seeing that over the last several years. We've seen riots in cities. We've got Antifa. That is an example of civil unrest. I think we could be heading to a situation where that becomes far more common. And you see that across the country. I think very easily we could be headed there. And it's got nothing to do with impeachment. Robert Jeffress said that because of impeachment, there's going to be a civil war. I think that's silly. That's not going to be it. But I think in general, as a culture, we are moving in that direction. We're not moving to a civil war for a number of reasons. There's not going to be a war, mainly because, and the main reason is that we like to tweet and insult each other on Twitter, but a civil war is not fought through Twitter. That means you're actually getting out there and putting your life on the line, okay, which people aren't going to do. But the primary reason why we are headed in this direction and why we are fracturing as a country, it's not impeachment or any specific thing that has anything to do with Trump, really. It's that we just, as a people, have nothing in common anymore. That's the problem. And what people don't understand is that Trump and everything associated with him, that is a symptom of the underlying issue. So the more that we split apart as a country, culturally speaking, it's not because of Trump. He is a symptom of that fracturing that has been happening now for decades, where we just don't have anything in common. There's nothing that ties us together as a people, as a country. America is a country that was founded on an idea of inalienable human rights, endowed by a creator, freedom, liberty, all those. That was the idea, the founding idea, which at the founding of our country was not perfectly expressed. And there were whole swaths of people that were excluded from it, which was bad. But that was supposed to, anyway, be the idea that brought us together. And these days, not everybody believes in that idea. There isn't one value or belief or priority that we all share as a people. You get 100 random Americans into a room, you're not going to be able to get a majority agreement on anything, no matter how fundamental the issue is. And so that's where it's coming from, is that we just don't. Countries have to be built on some kind of commonality. And if it's not going to be things like language, a lot of countries, their commonality is language, or other more basic things like that. If it's not going to be that for us, then it has to at least be ideas, values, beliefs. But we don't even have that. So we don't have a common language. We don't have a common heritage. We don't have a common sort of cultural experience. We don't have common values. We don't have common beliefs. We don't have common priorities. What do we have in common? Generally speaking, I think nothing. I mean, it's got to the point now where we can't even agree on things like what is a man? What is a woman? The biological facts of life. We can't even agree on that. A really basic question. Get 100 Americans in a room, ask them a really basic question. Do men have penises? How about that? Now, even if we could all agree that the answer is yes, I don't think you could build a country on that agreement. But the fact that we can't even agree on that just shows you how bad the fracture, the split is. So it's bad news. It's not going to be a civil war for the reason that I said. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.